Yeah, it's all unraveling. No, it's all unraveling. Listen in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's all unraveling. Buckshots and middle fingers up to COVID. It's blood on their hands, so they owe it. Yeah. Only the ones with no faith will take the vaccines. Step to me with it, I'ma make your back lean. We at the end, new Sodom and Gomorrah. Christ about to come and mop the floor up. Walking up in Louis V with your mask on. Check the me's, man, they about to get their blast on. Prophecy, interpretation, Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's all unraveling. Babylon got pregnant with a daughter. She introduced a new world order. She wicked as hell. If you try to feed the homeless, they take you to jail. And for that wicked heart of power, gon' send them to hell. We at the end, you still walking with your J's on. All that turn up getting fly, boy, them days gone. GMOs in our food we can barely eat. A cashless society, prepping for the beats. Moving along to Rex 84 Jade Hill, killing the body. If you wicked, you done. If you live your life in sin, that's a no. Straight shot, no chaser, just in case you don't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's all unraveling. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's all unraveling. What they done? Yeah. It's all unraveling. Hey, I would like to welcome you to the podcast. And these are your hosts. Share your show. And la hey yo. Yeah. I survive. And you know me. Roshan.
What is happening? It is Monday, March 15th, 2021, and we would like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast, Season 1. This is Episode 6, and it is entitled, How They Really Think About You. What's happening, brother? How you doing, man?
Shalom, I am doing good. Excited about the show. Real excited about this. I like the things that we picked out to talk over.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Once again, what's that, brother?
That I'm missing the other two squares with the faces on her, but we send shout out to both our Iams, Roshan and Eliyahu.
Indeed. And that's the thing with life. Things come up and we got to keep it moving.
I'm gonna be on this weekend and honor the Passover, so I'm single.
Exactly. So yeah, we always miss them when they're not here. But we got to keep the show going for the people as well. And I would like to say, welcome, brother. Welcome to the show. And I want to thank you as well for taking out time out of your busy schedule. And we're doing this here for the people, man.
Mm-hmm.
Here for the people. All right. Did you hear that? All right, dude. All right, let's get it going. That's my baby, man. She didn't know. Let's get it going, man. So last summer, you remember George Floyd, right?
Mm-hmm.
George Floyd got choked out for all the world to see, and it caused chaos actually throughout all the world. There was protests. America burned for several days, and there was a lot of mixed emotions within our community as a result of that. And everything was supposed to change after the murder of George Floyd. That's what they was telling us. We saw politicians rise. We saw, the famous people of the entertainment world rise. And George Floyd became like everyone else. He became a hashtag, right? If you don't mind, mute your mic, brother. He became a hashtag. I heard some feedback there. You good? He became a hashtag, and you know, people was, you know, say his name along with Breonna Taylor and things like this. We see this often. We see this all the time when it comes to us, Oxify. And so to start off tonight's topics, it is that's a little boy, get off of him, right? And I'm gonna play this little video clip. It's a 23-second video clip. I'm gonna play this, and here it is right now. That's a 23-second video, man, that was shared by the aunt of that 13-year-old victim. And it was showing an officer pinning the boy to the ground with his arms wrapped tightly around the boy's back and the child's neck. And you can clearly hear the bystanders upset by the use of force. And they was heard calling out, "That's a little boy, get off of him. You're choking him." That is a little boy. Get off of him. You're choking him. And when I saw this video, it disturbed me. It disturbed me a lot. Because once again, we saw no regard of old or the young. These cops did not see a child, Oxify. This is where we're going with this, okay? They didn't see a child. These cops saw a black male that was a threat. And it was these type of events that made me question as a child, why us? Why do these things always happen to us? Because you never hear of these type of treatments. You never hear of police officers choking out white kids. You never hear of police officers beating up white kids. Whenever incidents like this happen, right? Because you can make the argument that white people get killed by the police and Asian people get killed by the police. You can make the argument on that. But when was the last time have you heard of the police choking out a white kid, right? Last week we heard Mayor de Blasio urging every community to come together in protection and support of violence against the Asians. Who's lifting a voice for us, Oxify?
Nobody at all. I guess it was just enough for us with the George Floyd thing. All right, that was enough. They can't say we don't do nothing about it. Change gonna happen. Didn't no change happen. A 13-year-old, so I have 3 boys. One of them is 13. All I saw was my boys in that video. And, you know, I could focus on that, but I'm more focused on the people that's around them saying, get off of him, you're choking them. We have been shot so much, hung so much. We are put in such a fear that we can watch right there in front of our eyes. We could outnumber the cop, and we would still be too scared to at least do something to try to get him off the cop, to get him off the young man. I'm sorry. So we are programmed and trained to sit there and just watch our people die. When it like on a plantation, it was more of us on a plantation. We could have outnumbered them and took over. But we are so programmed to just sit there and watch and not do nothing about it. That's the part that gets me.
Brother, you said a mouthful with that. Program to sit back and watch. No other nation would do that. No other nation would sit back and watch their child being hurt the way that we sit back. In fact, it was his aunt that videoed it. It was his aunt that videoed it. So she's looking at her blood. So what you say? It was more of us on the plantation. We could have the police outnumbered, but yet they still have us too scared to move while they doing bodily harm to us. I read an analogy one time that fits great with this, man. It was talking about chickens. Chickens outnumber us in the earth. What if the chickens all came together and said, hey, we don't want y'all to eat us no more? Then what? You see? And this is the thing, they instill this fear in us, Atzafah, to keep us humble. This is why the message of love was so important to them, because what that did was that humbled us and silenced us enough to where they can misuse us. And all we do is sit back, and our main response will be, I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pray about it. You see? Man, you said a mouthful with that, that we can sit back and we can watch. We can watch the police do this here to us, man. This was a child. And again, I'm going to reiterate my opening statement that this police officer did not see a child. He saw a black male that opposed a threat to him, even though he was 13 years old. That's the problem, Safa. Come on, I can't hear you, brother. I can't hear you.
I said that's bad, man. That's and he did, and I mean I go as far as he saw a threat. He saw a dominant black man when he get older. He also saw a black man that he didn't want to see with his white daughter. Period. I mean I go further and further with it. It's they expound their mind like that. I grew up in DeSoto and DC where it was all white. That's exactly how they think.
Brother, you are hitting the nail on the head, because those were the same thoughts that I had as far as when he was choking this kid out. He's not looking at this dude as a kid. He's looking at this dude as a future threat to society. Like you said, a future. He could be the guy that my daughter, right? Meet at the grocery store one day, and she decided this is the black guy that she want to date. You see what I'm saying? You are right. They expand their minds like this. So again, Bible prophecy holds facts, right? Zechariah tells us that you are a nation that is what? Unzion.
Yep.
This has been happening to us since 1776, if not before, right?
Yeah.
And ain't nobody, tell me the last mayor that you know of that got up and asked every community to come together in support of the black community, because we must stop hatred against the black people.
None, man. Not even in the black community, none of them married.
You see what I'm saying? What do you think was going on in the mind of his auntie as she was videoing this, man?
Yeah, that's the thing about it. You know, my aunties are your cousins, and we already know. You know, even though we, you know, they have little issues with them, they still will get down.
Indeed.
They always keep something in them, on them, with them, around them to take care of something, and exactly. as well as our uncles and cousins.
Exactly.
But at the same time, this day and age, the way that they are programmed, I really can't say. Yeah, that's a lot that probably went through her head, and that's the aim.
Like, I mean, I bet you one of the main things that was going on in her head, Safa, was, please don't kill my baby.
Yeah. I can't go to mama telling him that he's not coming back.
Which is the same thing that was going on in the mind of all of the other bystanders. And you know what's funny about what you said is that we are programmed to watch the police abuse us like that. If those bystanders had seen another black grown man did something like that to that kid, they'd have all whooped the brakes off of him.
Sure would.
They'd have whooped the brakes off of him and been like, you don't know no better. This is a 13-year-old kid. You dig what I'm saying? But because they have that uniform on with that badge and that pistol, right? We are afraid of that. We are afraid of that. And
that's funny. That's funny you put it in that order because we're afraid of the badge first, then the pistol.
We're afraid of the badge first, then the pistol. Exactly. You know? And this was the whole reason that was Michael Carmichael, that they started the Black Panther movement to protect our kids and to protect our women and to protect our people from police brutality, man. So even when we try to stand up for our own self, brother, we consider it as a threat.
Right. And update on the story, ain't nothing being updated yet. I tried to make updates before the show.
Ain't nothing gonna be updated about it, man, because why? I'm gonna tell you why, brother. I don't care how many times they say it's a fire. In this nation, Black lives do not matter.
Okay.
They don't matter. They didn't bring us over here for them to matter about our lives. They brought us over here, brother, for us to work their land and to make their nation great.
Yeah, and they just sit on their asses and reap from it.
Exactly. It's like I was telling my wife today, we get mad when the system work the way that it's supposed to. That's almost as crazy as being mad at a red crayon for being red.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be red. You see? It's a red crayon. So how we gonna get mad at America for being racist?
Yeah.
It was built on racism. We got Paisley the Brew. I'm a Hebrew coming up next. When we come back, we got another story that's similar to this. The Rochester Police Department pepper sprayed a 9-year-old girl. We're going to talk about that when we get back. Coming up next is Paisley the Brew.
Yeah. Bloodline. Straight from Jacob. Forrest Beats. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. No, this ain't religion. Dog, this how I'm living. Tell them this my culture, man. It's more than just some feelings. I'm a Hebrew. 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 Tell them I'm the true Jew. You do this in front of them slaves off them shields, then brother, you too. Bless me with the melanin, special on intelligence. When it comes to medicine, ways to be so negligent. He that have ears, let him hear like an elephant. Christ is my attorney and the kingdom is my settlement. Border with the fringes, my description, let them know what's up. Banner adversary, put a demon in a cobra clutch. Anointing, I can feel it, Holy Spirit got the golden touch. Enduring through these curses, hard purple like the Joker's toast. Hypocrites, they talk, it ain't authentic till you live it. Before and after Constantine, a different breed of Christian. Going down the Mississippi River on from Memphis. I got brothers out in Cali, Texas, Kansas, long distance. Sirach 17, verse 11 for my heritage. Stand behind the word, head forward to these heretics. Genesis 32:28, got special privileges. Do what they can't, got special abilities. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. No, this ain't religion. Dog, this how I'm living. Tell them this my culture, man. It's more than just some feelings. I'm a Hebrew. 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 Tell them I'm the true Jew. You do this in front of them slaves off them shields, then brother, you too. I'm a Hebrew, I got rhythm in my soul. Pick my brain, man, and in my mind, digging for some gold. Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, abortion. They hate us, but they need us, so they harvesting our organs. I wake up, then I pray. You know it's mandatory. The most I got the power, give them honor and the glory. I'm a Hebrew, so you know I'm feeling super. Fourth son of Jacob, pedigree the tribe of Judah. I'm a lion to a poodle. I'm combustion in a burst. 4 seasons with the sauce. We the salt of the earth. I can draw, I can jump. Used to flip, now I rap. Love to learn, but I teach it full circle like a rap. Put my family on my back, and I told them, no suitcase. The sermon of these devils, I see through them. They two-faced. I lay down low, and then low, that's the ministry. Yasharalo, that's my lineage. Hey, I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. No, this ain't religion. Dog, this how I'm living. Tell them this my culture, man. It's more than just some feelings. I'm a Hebrew. 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 Tell them I'm the true Jew. You do this in front of them slaves off them shields, then brother, you too.
Indeed. Indeed. Hey, that brother said they hate us, but they need us. So they
Yeah,
harvest our organs. Did you hear that?
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and the first thing I thought about was that brother Kevin Johnson, right? The kid that they found dead in a wrestling mat. And
rolled
they
up in that.
rolled up in a wrestling mat. And
Uh,
they said that he died from suffocation trying to retrieve a lost shoe inside of a wrestling match. We're gonna dedicate another time to talk about him. But the
yeah,
thing that was interesting about that line that Paisley said was that this is going to be the third time they're going to assume this boy's body. They're gonna bring him back the third time. First time they brought him up out of the grave, he was filled with newspaper.
mm,
All of his organs was gone. All of his organs was gone. And the coroner said, well, they was there when he left here, and mortuary said, well, they was there when he left here. So somebody is lying. But my point is this: they have been harvesting our organs for years. Just last week or the week before last, that 90-something-year-old dude over there across the pond that they call Prince Charles, I think it is. I don't know. I be getting them confused. But he just had, they
yeah,
said he went through a heart surgery. Dude, you 90-something years old. I know for a fact that after a certain age, doctors don't do surgery on patients after certain age because they say that they too weak. That brother, that I can't prove it. Now, I might sound like I'm flying the cuckoo, right? Which is something that I really don't like to do. But history shows, man, that this brother more than likely was getting a brand new heart put in him, just like Rockefeller did right before he died. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because this is
Because
what
you you got to go through triple bypass, pacemaker, and certain other things. They just not just put nothing in you no more.
exactly. You see what I'm saying? So because the whole thing is that they are trying to find a way to live forever. Chrome and all of these stem cells, they make it sound nice, but bruh, they've been
Yeah,
going over us for years. That line, that one bar that was in that song, they hate us, but they need us. That's why they harvesting our organs. That one line right there, man, was just so powerful. And this is the thing, because we have forgotten who our enemy is, we sit up under them and we love them, not realizing that they don't love us back, bro. They don't
uh,
love us back.
they don't love us back, man. If they love us, we would really either be equal we'll be back at home.
That ain't gonna never. Neither one of them ain't gonna never happen. Well, we going back home, but they ain't gonna let us. They ain't gonna let us just go back home, right? We going back home. Check this out, man. Rochester Police Department pepper sprayed a 9-year-old girl.
Right down the street from me.
What you mean, right down the street from you?
Oh no. You know what? I'm still thinking Rockwall. And I was saying on the phone the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Rochester. Yeah, this is in Rochester, New York, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I was go in on this part on the show, like, man, we ain't had no parades down here. Of course not. It's not down here. So yeah, I'm glad you
exactly.
All right, cut this part. You gotta edit this part right here. Don't have this part on the show.
Okay, then I got you. I'm just to play this video clip here, okay? And again, the point of this show tonight, which is how they really think about us, is to show that prophecy reigns true, that we are a nation that is not desired. And you got to ask yourself why, because these are incidents that don't happen to nobody else. This here is a 9-year-old girl in Rochester, New York. Here we go.
Get in the car. An emotional confrontation. Rochester police responding to a report of family trouble.
She's got multicolored pants and a black hoodie. And mom's saying she's making suicidal statements.
Officers trying to convince a 9-year-old girl to get into a police car. An officer eventually gives the girl, already handcuffed, a warning before using pepper spray.
Get back. Come on. This is your last chance, otherwise pepper spray's going in your eyeballs. Come on.
I got her. Tonight, the girl's mother saying she will sue the city of Rochester and its police department.
I trusted the Rochester Police Department to do what they needed to do to help my daughter, not to abuse her or hurt her at all.
Here, just stop for a second. The police union says the girl resisted and kicked one of the officers, and that they did not harm her when she would not comply. Authorities have said the girl had threatened to take her own life and harm her mother.
No one who would treat a 9-year-old child like that should be in law enforcement to help anyone.
City officials already have said the officers' actions were not appropriate. At least 3 have been disciplined. Now a lawsuit by a family claiming police used excessive force against their little girl. Ron Allen, NBC News.
I'm glad you used that one. Yeah, I'm glad you used that one instead of the real video, man, because they had the baby in the snow and everything, man.
I saw that, brother. I saw that. Once again, we talking grown people, right? Dealing with children. You know, I like what the Most High said about the nation that he was going to send us up under. Safar, he said, I'm going to send you to a people that are not a people. You know, I talk about that all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
Something got to be seriously wrong with you to feel that it's okay to treat a 9-year-old like this. Something got to be seriously wrong with you, man. Did you hear how unassuming he sounded when he did the police report? She's wearing a multicolored jacket. Her mother say that she might do some bodily harm to herself and harm the mom.
Right.
They didn't care, man. And in fact, I'm going to go as far to say, Safar, that they found pleasure in doing what they was doing. How can you hear the screams of a baby and not be moved by that? These incidents of 5 were less than 2 weeks apart. Did you know that? The one that was in Baton Rouge, the one that we just covered, and this one here, they was less than 2 weeks apart. And if you followed the story, it's true enough that the little girl was probably acting a little strange with her mama, a little crazy with her mama, but she's only 9 years old, brother. And if you, as an officer, cannot do your job any better than this, maybe you need to go into retail, man. What you say?
Yeah, my bad. Keep talking real quick. I'm having a little trouble with this right quick.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you as an officer cannot do your job, is what I was saying, no better than this, you need to go into retail, man. The
There we
mother
go.
called the police out for help. That's what she called the police out for. She called, and this is the thing too. When it comes to us, man, I tell people to say, look, man, if you need to do a welfare check on me, don't call the police to come do it.
Right.
Whenever we call the police, something strange happened to us. It's calling the police out to somebody black house is almost like going hunting with white people out in the
Yeah.
woods
Late at night.
late at night. You see what I'm saying? That's just some things that I just don't do, man. I'm not going out in the woods because you could discharge your gun on me and say that it was an accident. You was trying to shoot a deer and I'm the one that's dead and you're going to beat the case. Don't call the police. The mother called the police because she was having problems with her daughter and they pepper sprayed her because they couldn't get the girl in the car, man.
Yeah, my thoughts on this. I don't want to try to lose too many people because I want to start with the state of mind of the mother, and because she wanted to see her dad, and the mom was refusing for her to see her dad. It's not his time to see you. It's my week, and so on and so on. Okay, that showed me a strong bond with the daughter and the father, that she want to see her daddy that bad, but yet once again we are stuck in that program to have single parents and let the mother take on the kids and bash the father. Well, after that incident, then okay, you don't want me to see my dad, then I'm supposed to go this route. I'm supposed to get your attention somehow just so I can see my daddy. Now I gotta think about how, what state of mind was she in to call the cops on her baby? Is because she was saying that she wanted to see her dad over and over and over and over, or I'm gonna kill myself, because it probably ain't the first time she said all that. And then the cops come in, she's still saying she wanted to see her father. What was so hard about them calling the dad? Now, if the roles were reversed, hey, I'm gonna call CPS. The cops would have been done, called CPS, had all of the cops would have complied to everything that was negative in the story, versus calling her dad just so she could see her dad.
You're exactly right, man. And the thing, and then you can clearly hear her saying, "I want my daddy." That's all the little girl was saying. And I'm like you to a point with the mom, like, okay, you got a 9-year-old daughter and you got to call the police on her. I mean, look, man, I'm gonna tell you something about my household, man. And I ain't got no babies up in here either, but this is how it's always been. You ain't fixed to show out up in here. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna be some police calling, the police gonna be called on me, not me calling them on you. You understand what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? You got a 9-year-old and you call the police out, right? But then I don't want to. What I don't want to do is change this what we talking about and put it on the mother, because this us bringing this up ain't got nothing to do with what the mother had going on. This has to do with the treatment that the police gave this 9-year-old girl, man, to the point that and like the video that you was talking about, they had the little girl in the snow like she was a grown woman, as if she was a grown woman. And neither one of the cops that was there, and I don't know if you noticed or not, one of them was a white woman cop. Neither one of these police officers had any compassion towards this little girl, man. I never heard the word baby come out of their mouth. Just calm down, baby. It's going to be okay. I never heard any of that. In fact, on that other video, if you go back and watch it, if you find it, you'll hear him say, "Why are you acting like a baby?" Because she is a baby.
And she turned around and said, "I'm a child. Why you pepper spray me? I'm just a child. I'm just a child."
Exactly what she said. I am a child.
Yeah.
I am a child. You see? This is the treatment that we have. And once again, I'm going to bring it up. We started last week and we left last week with Mel de Blasio still talking. I'm going to stay on this because it bothers me. You are asking every community to come together in support for protection of the Asians and the violence that is being geared towards them when we've been stepped on, when we've been murdered, when we've been spat on, when we've been hung in trees, and even our children is being misused, and ain't nobody saying nothing, bruh.
Hey, we got to be satisfied with the world coming together on George Floyd, man. That's recent. Forget everything that's in the past. Get over slavery. Get over all that. We had George Floyd, a worldwide, hands across America type thing going. So we don't need to be worried about nothing else.
And speaking of Floyd, I forget how many millions it is that the court just awarded his family. And I was telling my wife, I said, well, you know, that means that that police ain't gonna get prosecuted, right?
Right.
That's what that means, man. And sure enough, as I was sitting in my office today working on the show, I hear the news coming out of another room that they're talking about postponing the trial because of the money that they gave the family, talking about it's too soon right now. Now, there's two things to this, Safa. I want to see if you can follow me on this. The first thing is that if the courts thought enough to give all of these millions to the family, then that means that the court know the wrong was done to George Floyd. Do you agree with that? Ain't nobody gonna just give. I'm not gonna give if you know what I'm saying. Look, you remember we knew somebody who hit somebody's car, and that person was like, "You hit my car," and that person was like, "I ain't hit your car. That wasn't me." Right?
Yeah, that was funny.
One night, right? One night we was out there. We like, bro, we see. You know what I'm saying, right?
We all seen it.
We all seen it, right? Now he can continue to argue, man. I didn't hit your car. But see, I'm under this. I'm under this kind of rule. If I know I did not hit your car, I'm not going to offer you some money to get your car fixed.
Yeah,
because I didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if I hit your car and I say that I didn't hit it, but I offer you some money to get it fixed, then that means that I know that there was some wrong that I did to you. So what I'm saying is that they recognize that wrong was done. So they give the family millions. But this cop is not going to see a day in jail. I can guarantee it.
And he probably go to a little small town to become a cop or a sheriff somewhere else.
Well, that's what he's going to have to do because they did fire him.
Uh-huh.
He did go to jail. But some little small town is going to make him a cop, man. And with the publicity that he got, I wouldn't be surprised if this brother become like a chief police or something like that. Marshal. Because and the reason why I say that, is because police officers in little small towns, at least in Texas, I know, they don't get paid that much money. Right. They only get paid like $12, $13 an hour. No lie. I don't know what grown man is gonna put their life in jeopardy for $12, $13 an hour by putting it, but hey, you guys different type of people. And so we talking about a guy who is gonna need some money after all of this here is over with. And if a small town police outfit take a chance on him, they're not just gonna make him a regular cop.
No.
He's not going to just be a regular cop. So once again, the prophecies hold true, right? Mm-hmm. Once again, the prophecies hold true. Check out what the Most High said in Jeremiah chapter 30, man. I'm going to read this. And this goes exactly with what we're talking about here. It says, there is none to plead thy cause. He's talking to Israel. And
I was going to go there. Thank all praise. Go ahead.
He said, there is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. Everybody that we went after of and that we fell in love with, bro, they done turned their back on us, man.
Yeah.
All of them. They done turned their back on us. He said, with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. Why criest thou for thy affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. And this is what he says, Sapphira, I have done these things unto thee. This is why Mayor de Blasio is not telling every community to stand up for us, because what we going through, the Most High did these things to us.
And he did not send no spirit of compassion on any other nation to help fight with us. We in this.
Exactly.
We in this on our own. We have to get back to him. Got to get back to them old laws and understand who we are, brother. That was, I like that.
That's the only way this is gonna change, man. We can march. Look, we done marched. It's proven that it don't work. We can protest. That too is proven that it don't work. We can have a black guy in the White House. Guess what, Safa? It's proven that it don't work. We can organize. They gonna dismantle it, so that's proven that it don't work. He said there is none to please thy cause, man. If you tired of our children getting beat, you tired of our black man getting killed by the laws, if you tired of the mistreatment that we're receiving here, it's as simple as the father just said a while ago. We need to first remember who we are, turn back to our power, and get back to those laws. Because everything that we done tried to do, it clearly, guess what? It does not work. It don't work. Hey, we got another one coming up here. The last story for the night. If blacks can say it, so can you. If blacks can say it, so can you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring this article up. No. Yeah. I'm gonna bring this article up. I'm gonna bring it up. This happened in San Marcos. All right. And what happened was it was a male student. It was a male student that interrupted the class, a white male student, by the way, that interrupted the class by opening the door, and his response was, "What's up, my nigga?" And another white male student in the classroom responded, "Hey, what's up?" Now, there was a young lady in the class, a young black lady in the class named Azariah, which is a black student, that according to the article, she is one of the only black students in the entire school. She was sitting in the back talking to another female student, and then a male student tell the white guy who came in with "What's up, my nigga?" "Dude, you can't say that word." While the whole class was still riled up in the classroom from the interruption of the white guy saying, "What's up, my nigga?" Now, as the teachers, this here goes with a...
She's the only, I'm sorry, she's the only black student in that classroom, and it's barely black people at that school too, to add on to it. That according to the article.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying. According to the article, she's one of the only black students in the entire school.
Yeah.
So here we go with these people that are not people again, right? Instead of you using your authority for right and even exemplifying yourself as an adult, right? Which you should do, right? The teacher tells the students that if black people can say it, then white people can too.
Can you
Before we
scroll,
go,
read it?
before, huh?
Can you scroll up so the people can read
Here it is.
it?
There it
Yeah.
is, right there in the blue. The teacher states if black people can say it, then white people can too. Now, I'm going to bring it up again. I hate to sound like a parrot here, keep repeating myself, but sometimes hearing stuff over and over again is the only way that people can get it. Mayor Bill de Blasio in front of hundreds and maybe thousands of people in the cold screaming, "We must stop Asian hate." Everybody gets offended. We can't talk about homosexuals. We can't say nothing to Asians. We got, is it Becky? Do they call them Becky? Karen. We got the Karens of the world who feel like it's okay to call the police because it's a black guy at the park and he got his dog and he's not on a leash. You see what I'm saying? All of this stuff happens. And then you got a teacher to say if black people can say nigga, then white people can say it too. Now, I'm going to play this clip right here. I got to play this clip before we get into this commentary, man. I got to play this. You guys remember this? And I want to also say, excuse the language. I ain't got nothing to do with it. This is just what happened. Here we go.
Where you from, nigga? Where you from? Where you from? Where the fuck you from, nigga? You from here? Get the fuck out of here. You a clown, nigga. Oh God, you a clown, nigga. You from here? You a clown. What, you gonna smack me with that? Smack me with it. Smack me. Smack me, nigga. Come on, get it. Drop it.
Ooh. Yeah, you got yours, buddy.
Call me another fucking nigga. I don't give a fuck. Hey, man, you learned his lesson, man. Ain't no reason to be. Call me another nigga. Ain't no reason to find him out. Call me another fucking nigga. Okay. 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 Good. 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 Good? You're good. You good now? You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. I asked you not to call me a nigga.
I don't blame you, dude.
You're good. You're good.
Oh man, it's hilarious. Say man, before you say, hold on.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay. We
He
good.
smacked the longest bell for real. He hit us at ding dong.
We good.
Somebody he learned his lesson now. Oh, he didn't.
Hey, now.
Man.
Hey, he probably turned the TV off when he watching the movie and they say the word nigga, man. Hey, he probably got post-traumatic syndrome, man, just on that word alone. But I didn't play that video for comedy reasons, although it is hilarious, and I don't care who you are, right?
Yeah, how long?
I don't
That's
care
funny.
who you are. The reason I played that video is because obviously, whatever this teacher name is that's at this school in San Marcos, she must don't care about her students.
She don't. No.
She can't care about her students, man. And this is the thing. This is white privilege at its finest. We are down less than 15 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and start wrapping it up. All right. This is white privilege at its finest. And this is the problem with white people. White people want to be included on everything. If it's something that they can't do, somewhere that they can't go, they got a problem with it and they change the rules so that they can do it or so that they can go there.
Yeah.
And they mad because we took something that they called us in a way of them, which is a proverb and a byword, by the way, which is according to the Deuteronomy 28 and the curses that we are under. You will be known as a proverb and a byword, right? We took what it is that they meant for evil and we brought it to a term of endearment before I said. And they
Right.
mad because
Yeah.
they on the outside. This is something that they can't do.
And I love how we just take 2 letters off and added 1 letter to it, and and we able to use it in different ways for derogatory and positive.
You
And
understand what I'm saying?
when they just meant it for that, and
When they,
we took the ER off, we put an A on there, and now it's a thing with us.
but the thing is this though, right? Because I do not want to miss light on this. While everybody's feelings are protected, this goes to show you where we stand in this place after over 400 years.
God.
While everybody else is protected in this place, we are not. What if that boy had walked in and said, "What's up, faggot?" He'd have been expelled.
There go this show.
It'd have been all on the news, dude. National news. That would have made national news.
Yep.
But because he came in and he said, look at where you find this article at. The Root. I tried to find a video clip on YouTube and I couldn't.
I did too. I tried to find
a true story.
I typed in the radio station, the news channel that it was on there. They don't have no
all of that. None of that, dude. None of that. And if this dude had walked in and said, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, what's up, sissy? Right? He'd have been expelled.
Yep.
He'd have had some kind of charges put up against him.
Yep.
He'd have been all on TV.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know what I was. Yeah, he had to do.
What I'm saying? But none of that happened. In fact, the teacher empowers him to do it more. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. It goes back to the numbers, okay? At the beginning of the show, you said we are programmed to watch. We can outnumber the police, and we'll still sit back and watch them do bodily harm to us. According to the article, and I'm going to pull this up too. Here it is right here. It says, according to Azariah Fanal is the only black student in the class in question and one of the only black students in the school. The reason them white kids walk around that school feeling comfortable saying that word is because they outnumber us there. You take them same white kids and put them in Carter. Let's see if he gonna walk up in class and say, "What's up, my nigga?"
No. As I was reading this and I read that she was the only black child, and it reminded me when I first moved to DeSoto in '91 when it was predominantly white, white on everything, dirt roads. So as we in school, it'll either be 2 of us in the class, 1 of us in the class, and we all come together in between classes. They were so comfortable with saying nigga and all that. I remember getting into a fight in basketball practice with a white dude. Now I came from Oak Cliff straight to DeSoto, not knowing, the stereotypes. We supposed to be good at basketball. We supposed to eat watermelon and all that. Man, I heard that white dude say that word, man. I grabbed that lock off that locker and beat his eye, but not knowing that the number games was being played. I got in trouble. He didn't. I got in trouble. I got suspended. He did. I started to realize and sit back. It was more them than nothing. I learned so much what stereotypes was against us and everything. And I know that child, she's going through something up there because I went through something. And this is way worse nowadays than it was in the 90s.
That word is so much a part of our vocabulary that in my house growing up, Safa, I couldn't say lie and fart. I get hit upside my head if I say I farted. I get hit upside of my head if I said somebody lied. But guess what I could say?
We up under the same family tree, so lie. We can say all.
Couldn't say lie. Couldn't say fart, but I could say nigga. You dig what I'm saying? I could say that. And this is the problem, and this is a word of endearment. Now, whether it's bad or not, that's for you to decide, okay, as an audience, right? Because I don't feel one way for the older generation who say we shouldn't be using it. Hey, all praises that's how you feel. I'm not saying that you're wrong about that, right? Because I know that you don't use it as much as I do, Safa. My whole house, that's like we wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 right? I mean, that's just how we talk, right? Because that's how I grew up in my house. But white people are so pissed off. This is the thing about it. They could not stand not being able to do something.
Yeah.
That bothers them. So much to the point that they even inserted themselves in the NFL to where if they hear a player on the field use the word nigga, he gonna get a flag put on them and a penalty. The league is made up of this.
Yeah.
This is how we grew up talking. This is a highly emotional game. If I catch a 45-yard pass on you and walk into the end zone, me turning around and say, yeah, nigga, what's up? I'm not gonna make him mad. I'm not offending him or nothing. He gonna be like, all right, nigga, go.
Yeah.
I get you next time, nigga. That's how we told. But the white boy mad because they can't use it.
Yeah.
So when we can't use it, guess what, Safa? Can't nobody use it.
When they use it, we don't receive it as hey, gratitude and all this and all that. Now it's a couple of there was a couple of Gentiles in the hood that only said it around they people that they hung. Yeah, they know not to go outside they circle.
Exactly.
The friends theirs had to come tell us, hey man, just chill out, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, here it is tonight. It was just the two of us, man, and I think it was an excellent show as well. Again, I want to thank you for joining me. And this is what they think of us, man. This is what they think of us. They don't care, man, that they will go out and they will willfully choke out our 13-year-old sons. I bet you many don't forgot about the kid in Chicago that got shot because he had a BB gun.
Yeah, and I'm glad we brought these stories back because I know they forgot about these stories. These stories
they forgot about these stories.
And they recent.
Exactly. 2021.
Yeah.
These are 2021 stories. February. Both of them happened in February, less than 2 weeks apart.
Just now back. Yeah.
Less than 2. Exactly. So with that being said, I have an announcement that next Monday we will not be having a show. Passover. We are embarking on the Passover. All praises. And with that being said as well, I want to salute you and give you a happy real New Year, right?
New Year.
That's in the springtime when life starts. When life begins, not in the winter when things are dead and when things are cold. So happy New Year, man. The Passover is approaching. We got a lot to do this week to prepare for the Passover, which will be next Shabbat. So we will not be having a show next Monday. We will come again that following Monday, which will be
second?
The 29th. 22nd. Yeah, the 29th. We're not going to have a show on the 22nd, but we will be back on the 29th. So until then, all praises be to you guys. We want to thank you for taking time out and watching our show. And Roshan is not here, so I'm going to remember to say it. Subscribe. Please subscribe. And hit that like button.
Mm-hmm. Just like the video doing.
Just like the video was doing. Exactly. So with that, we're going to take it out, man. You got anything you need to say before we go out, brother?
That's right. I love y'all. Fear the Most High, keep His commandments. That's the whole duty of man.
That is the whole duty of man. With that, shalom.
Yeah, it's all unraveling. It's unraveling. Listen in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's all unraveling. Buckshots and middle fingers up the COVID. It's blood on their hands, so they owe it. Yeah. Only the ones with no faith will take the vaccines. Step to me with it, I'ma make your back lean. We at the end, new Sodom and Gomorrah. Christ about to come and mop the floor up. Walking up in Louis V with your mask on. Check the me's, man, they about to get their blast on. Prophecy, interpretation, Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's all unraveling. Babylon got pregnant with a daughter. She introduced a new world order. She wicked as hell. If you try to feed the homeless, they take you to jail. And for that wicked heart of power, gon' send them to hell. We at the end, you still walking with your J's on. All that turn up getting fly, boy, them days gone. GMOs in our food we can barely eat. A cashless society, prepping for the beats. Moving along to Rex 84, Jade Him, killing the body. If you wicked, you done. If you live your life in sin, that's a no. Straight shot, no chaser, just in case you don't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's all unraveling. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no. It's all unraveling. What they done? Yeah, it's all unraveling. Hey, I would like to welcome you to the podcast. And these are your hosts. Share your show. And like, hey, yo, yeah. Survive. Hey, you know me. It's Roshan. You're the key.